Hello and welcome to whoever happened to stumble upon this video or come back to my channel. Hi, my name is Dana and I am very happy to have you here today. So today I'm going to be giving some tips about starting out bullet journaling or just for beginners to bullet journaling. So if you are wondering, Dana, what are your credentials to be giving out this bullet journaling advice? Well, I've been bullet journaling on and off for about 2 years now. I started in 2018. Since 2020, I've been bullet journaling like straight through the whole year so far, which I'm really happy about because this is the longest stretch of bullet journaling I have done. So as someone who has tried really hard a couple of times to get into it and finally it has stuck, these are my tips to you. So I just, right before I filmed this video, filmed my July plan with me. Plug, you should check it out. I got to the last page of my bullet journal. This is the last page. So that's it. But for my birthday, I got a beautiful, huge Archer and Olive bullet journal, which I'm really excited to start. So yeah, let's get into the tips about bullet journaling. So my first tip is going to start out with a question. Why do you want to get into bullet journaling? And really thinking about this and like why you want to get started or why you did get started is going to help you plan out how to use your bullet journal and use it in the way that's going to help you stick with it. So if you're the type of person like me who's really like doodly and artistic and you want to use your bullet journal as like an artistic outlet for you, you should keep it in a way that is really creative and you're doing really doodly spreads and it's more of like a for fun thing and not as much of like a minimalistic, like straight down to the point planner. However, if you're getting into bullet journaling because you want to be more organized and there are things you want to keep track of, like this could be school, so if you want to keep track of like your studying and assignments or your finances and saving, you'd want to keep your bullet journaling more minimalistic and you'd want it to be more of like a focused planner. So really looking at this is going to help you plan out how you want to set up your first bullet journal and what spreads you think are going to be helpful to you. So really thinking about like what is it about bullet journaling that you're attracted to and trying to use those ideas to figure out how your journal will best fit you. And also you could be a combination of those two. I would say that's me. There are lots of things that I use my bullet journal to track. I like to use it for school, primarily to keep track of school and stay organized with work and between schoolwork and my jobs. However, I like to use it as a creative outlet as well. So you can be a combination of the two ideas and really put it together, which is why a lot of people like bullet journaling because it's super customizable. So my next tip is to get inspired. Like I was just saying, you probably have watched bullet journalers or have seen them on Instagram or blogs or Pinterest, which is how you got the idea. I had never heard of bullet journaling until YouTube. I think one of the first bullet journalers I watched was Amanda Rachley. I still watch her videos. Shout out to her. Her content is so gorgeous and beautiful. So yeah, you're probably getting inspired by other people. So in the beginning, when you're first starting out, it is 100% okay to like directly copy and paste spreads from Pinterest or YouTube and put them in your journal. Obviously, as long as you're not posting these online and claiming that they're your own and not tagging people for inspiration. Don't do that, that's not cool. But yeah, just for starting out on your own, copying other people's work is really good because it can help you figure out how to set up spreads. I know in the beginning it would take me so long to do my setups because like I really didn't know what I was doing and I didn't know like the best way to set up spreads. So by copying others, it really helps set up your bullet journal. Try what works for other people. If you watch someone and they say like, I love using this specific type of habit tracker or this calendar or this weekly setup, give it a try. A lot of these people have been bullet journaling for a good amount of time and have tried a bunch of different things. If they're saying what works, give it a try. Maybe it'll work for you too. You can also get tons of inspiration for your themes off of YouTube and Pinterest. I just posted a 10 theme ideas with doodle tutorials video, so check that out. Especially if you aren't feeling very creative, it's good to get ideas from other people. My next tip is don't stress out about supplies. I know I was you once. I would watch all of these videos and be like, oh my god, they have all of these crazy calligraphy markers and fine liners and all of these different colors and washi tapes and everything, and it looks so good and so professional, and I want mine to look good too. But really, all you need to bullet journal is a notebook, a pen, and a couple of markers. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. My first bullet journal wasn't even like a dotted journal. I got like a $5 line journal from Michael's, and that's what I used. And I used a black pen and a pack of Crayola markers. So you really don't have to like spend all of your money on supplies. Obviously, I just upgraded to a really nice journal, but my Before that was this one from Amazon, which was like $10, $5. I'll link it. I don't remember. I bought it like a year ago. But you really don't have to go crazy with supplies. I recommend starting out with the basics. If you want to buy, you can buy a bullet journal, that's not very expensive, but a lot of the ones that you'll see people use are like the nicer ones that are targeted towards bullet journalers, not just like regular notebooks. So just start out simple with any notebook that you have or one that is not too expensive, and then you could get either just using a black pen that you have or a black fine liner marker and just a couple of markers. It really doesn't have to be a lot, and then you can upgrade as you go, and if you're seeing that you're sticking with it and you really like it, you can buy markers here and there or get a little pack of them and really just see like what you think you're actually going to use based on the type of spreads that you make. My fourth tip when it comes to starting out your bullet journal is start slow. It can be really easy to watch all of these videos and just jump right into it and be like, wow, I want to do every spread under the sun. I'm going to track every single thing and just it's gonna be awesome. And that may be cool and you might want to try out a bajillion different things, but what might happen, and what happened to me a couple of times as I tried to get into bullet journaling, is you're gonna get burnt out. If you go in really crazy and you have this really elaborate setup and all of these crazy trackers, and every single day the things you expect yourself to fill out is going to take you a long time, it's gonna be really hard to stick with it. And what's gonna happen is if your bullet journal becomes something really time consuming for you, it's gonna start feeling like a chore and you're gonna start forcing yourself to fill it out until you just stop doing it. So what I recommend is really just start out with some basic spreads, things that you really think you're going to use, and then you can swap them out over time and see what works for you. So if you want to start out with just like a simple calendar, weekly spreads, that's the basics. If you want to do your cover page, quote page, that really is just something you do once a month, so it's not going to be a really time consuming thing for you. And if there's something you really want to track, go for it, but don't start out too crazy and make like 10 different tracker spreads, because it's going to be really hard for you to stick with it. Don't go in too deep. Start out with things you really think you're going to use, and if you want to add on or swap out, you can do that as your time goes along. And my last tip, which this one was kind of getting into, cut yourself some slack, especially if you're someone who is not super artistic or gets really stressed out about their art. I know that can be me too sometimes. I will be making a spread and it won't come out like exactly as I envisioned it, and I'm like, wow, sucks, it's so ugly. But really, that's not what it's about. That's not what art in general is about. Making a bad painting is still better than not having made a painting at all. Same goes for bullet journaling, and you can really apply that to anything, but it's a really good like thought process to have, because not all of your lines are going to be straight. Not every doodle you draw you're gonna love, but that's fine. I know in the beginning I would literally rip out pages and do it again because I thought it looked not up to par, even though I was the only one looking at it. Yeah, don't stress yourself out too much, because what's gonna end up happening is you are going to dread doing it, because you're gonna sit there and like critique yourself and make it really tedious, and it's not going to be something that's fun anymore. Along with this goes back to what I was saying again about starting out slow. Don't force yourself to fill out your bullet journal. You don't have to do it every day. I know I do mine most days now, but for a while I did not fill it out a lot. I would use my calendar spread and my weekly spreads, and I would make these trackers because I thought they were fun to make when I was doing my monthly setups, but I would not use them. I would fill out my habit tracker and my mood tracker for like the first week of the month because I'd be excited about it, and then I would stop caring and I wouldn't fill it out anymore. But the thing is, that's fine. That's the thing about starting bullet journaling. It's really a learning curve. It's gonna take you a while to get into the swing of bullet journaling and how you like to set up your pages and trying out things and them not working for you, but that's fine. It's all a process, and it's still really fun if you are like me and you like to draw. I really enjoy filling out my bullet journal and setting it up every week and every month, and yeah, it's just a really cool way to organize your life. Some bullet journalers I recommend checking out. These are two of my favorites. Amanda Rachel Lee, who I already mentioned. I love her spreads. They are always so colorful and doodly and beautiful. She is so talented and kind of on a different vibe, but I also recommend Shada Campbell. She does a completely different style of bullet journaling. She does a lot of like black and white, gray, like she almost never uses color, but her drawings and everything, it always comes out so elegant and beautiful, so I'd recommend checking out her as well. Also, me. I have May, June, and soon to be July spreads up. Like I already mentioned, I have 10 theme ideas video and 4 weekly spread setups for beginners. So I would recommend checking out those videos to help you get into bullet journaling and get some inspiration and some ideas. All right, so that's all I have for you guys today. Like this video if you like this video. Comment down below any other questions you have about bullet journaling or other bullet journaling related videos you would like to see from me. Subscribe if you have not already, and I post new videos every Sunday and Wednesday, so stay tuned for those, and I hope to see you next time.